Well, boys, here we are again, talking about my old friend Wizard101. A game I have sunk a ton of hours into, and have dropped more money into it than I'd probably like to admit. Yes, this is another one of my mandatory Wizard101 videos, a game that I come back to every few months or so to see what's new. And for a while now, not much has caught my eye. The last time I played, or really hopped on at all, was about 4 months ago when Wizard101 came out with that bizarre controversy, and that kind of put a sour taste in my mouth. Hence me taking a break from the game. However, something has come up recently that has gotten my attention yet again. Something kind of big. Apparently that console edition for the game came out. Who would have thought? I mean, it is still an open beta, but it's here. Well, at least for Xbox. There are talks of a Switch and PlayStation port coming too, but for now, it's just the one console. The only thing is, barely anybody really knows about it. KingsIsle has been slacking on the advertisement department, it seems. I mean, the only reason I know is because I stumbled on a post on Reddit the other day talking about it. But finding info on this is actually pretty difficult, especially since I don't have an Xbox to see things for myself. Even going to Wizard101's official website has limited information on it, with the last update talking about anything involving the console ports being from last August, about 8 months ago from this video. All the information I've gathered regarding this comes from posts on Reddit and X, and then I had to join the official Discord just to find some basic information on it. Nonetheless, Wizard101 finally making it to console is pretty cool, and I'm not here to take a steaming fat deuce on the idea of it. There are just a few critiques I have with how they're going about this. Besides the point that they're doing this about 10 years too late. I mean, they should have done this when MMOs were a lot bigger and some of them were moving to consoles like DC Universe Online back on the PlayStation 3. But that's an issue we can't avoid now. The real issues come from these other 2 points I have. First of all, and I've said this before, not having the ability to transfer your PC account and characters to console is a huge turnoff for a ton of people. And I understand their points about it, and the difficulty behind even making that possible. I mean, I'm not a game dev, and I don't know what goes on in making that kind of stuff happen. I'm just saying it's a turnoff. It is what it is. But one of their big reasonings is that the console ports is not for older PC players, but for newer gamers to come in and try it out. Sure, I get it. I get that point. However, they are playing with fire, devoting time and resources to these consoles without their main player base in mind. I mean, most of their money comes from recurring players who have nostalgia for the game, and have been playing on their accounts for years, and I'm in that camp. I have like a 16-year-old Wizard101 account, and I'm not starting over on a console with nothing on it. Plus, spending money for memberships for both is just not very cash money. At least not for the players. But they are trying to target a new audience. But the likelihood of building up a new audience in the big 2025 is just not very bueno. Especially since you can't even find like any info or advertisement for the console ports at all. If it was on PS5 right now, don't get me wrong, I'd probably try it, but I would not be moving on over to it. I'd probably just run around, you know, just for the weird feeling of playing Wizard101 on a console. But as soon as I hit that paywall, I am out. It's just not worth it. And this also brings up the most major issue I have. You see, the game is in open beta right now, so whatever bugs they got are understandable, and I give passes to. And considering playing the game is kind of a waste of time right now anyway, with all the character data eventually getting wiped when the beta ends, I mean, people are just playing for the experience right now. But with an open beta, where they just want people on the servers to test it out, you know, and just play around a little bit, why on earth would they make it so that there's a fucking paywall? For the first like week and a half, apparently, it was all free, and you could play through the game and even go to the mythical Krokotopia, you know, the second world of the game, without a membership. But suddenly, after some maintenance, they thought it was a fantastic idea to bring back the paywall. And you can't even buy a membership right now. They haven't figured out how to do that yet with being on a console and having to pay for like Xbox Live and stuff. So there's a good chance when the actual finished version comes out, you're gonna have to pay 2 different membership fees, Xbox Live and the Wizard101 membership, but they don't know for sure yet, but that's just what I'm betting on. So right now, you can only purchase zones with crowns, and yeah, without the game even fully working, they have the audacity to put crown microtransactions in the Xbox store right now. Bro, what? Why isn't this treated like Test Realm at least? You know, where they want people to test out the server, but any progress they make doesn't really matter, so they give you crowns and free memberships, just so you can test out the servers, so you can give proper feedback. But nope, now you gotta pay for zones. Even Colossus Boulevard apparently, which is in the first world, bro. Can't even finish the first world without having to pay for zones on an open beta. Before, the console idea sounded random, but it was an interesting idea. But now, with this being how they're gonna treat the open beta, Even if it was on PS5 right now, because of this, I probably wouldn't even try it. This is wild, man. This is how you kill a game even before its arrival. And also, mind you, whenever the beta closes and wipes out all the current save data, whatever you use these crowns on goes away too. I mean, you'll end up getting the crowns sent back to your account, so it's not just straight stealing. You'll get the crowns back. I mean, I don't know if the crown shop, how much is on the crown shop right now. I assume it's open, if they're selling crowns and whatnot right now. But the main thing is using crowns to buy zones, which, like, you can't even get like 10 minutes into the game without having to buy your first zone, so that's just stupid. I've been crying about this on the regular PC version for years, but on an open beta on the consoles right now is just crazy. I just don't get why they took away the free membership. I saw that the servers were lit when the consoles first dropped, but of course it was full of people that were waiting for it. I doubt there were a lot of players, if at all any players, that were new, which, you know, is the market they're trying to tap into right now. Yeah, I don't think this console thing is going to be very successful for them, which sucks, man. I don't want to not like Wizard101. I've been playing the game on and off ever since I was 9 years old. I don't want to see it fail, but it seems that the scumminess is taking the game over completely. And although they are trying to make these new console versions and grow the game, they're doing it in possibly the worst way imaginable, and are still struggling to get with the modern era of gaming and how free-to-play models should be with the likeness of Fortnite or even other MMOs like Star Wars The Old Republic, which has a ton more free-to-play content than Wizard101 has ever given us. But yeah, I hate to rag on a once-beloved game of mine, but it's because I used to love it so much that I have to call out some of these scummy things that just make it hard to support them sometimes. But that's just me, I guess. Anyways, guys, if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments, and if there's any interesting news when it comes to this game, I'll be sure to give my thoughts and opinions on it. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a nasty night, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.